everybody. Um, my name is Dawn Garrett. Hi, Mackenzie. I'm Dawn Garrett, and I blog at ladydusk.blogspot.com. And on Wednesdays, I host the Link Up. Hi, Jen. I host a link up called Wednesdays with Words, where people share words that they had read in the previous week that meant something to them, that they just thought were beautiful, that they were thinking about, or different ideas. And so on Thursdays, I like to get on and recap what all we had done on Wednesday, what people had shared and what I had shared. So here I am. Hello. I'm sitting by my bathroom door um, because one, I get a nice white background, and two, my kids are in quiet time sleeping, hopefully, or resting, or they're gone away for a little while. So that just makes everything happier for Scopes. Um, and so I thought I'd share a little bit about yesterday's Wednesdays with Words post and a couple of the posts that linked in with us yesterday. Um, like I said, I'm Dawn Garrett, and I blog at ladydusk.blogspot.com, and you can find all these links on my blog. So give them a follow and make some comments if you think it's interesting what my friends had to say. I have been reading for a long time now, or maybe I haven't been reading. I've had in my book bag Alan Jacobs' book, The Narnian, which is really about the intellectual biography of C.S. Lewis. Um, it it talks about all of the ideas and how the ideas were formed in his mind and how they were brought together in his writing, and how they have influenced a generation of Christians, really. Um, and and right now, where I am in the book is kind of in his very prolific writing period. He's been writing The Last Battle and The Magician's Nephew and Mere Christianity and The Great Divorce and Screwtape Letters and the all of the sci-fi trilogy, Paralandra, and Out of the Silent Planet and This Hideous Strength. So he's writing all of these things, and Abolition of Man is a really important one. He's writing all of these books, some of them fiction, some of them nonfiction, that weave together pictures and ideas about what he thinks is wrong with society or what he thinks is good with society, or how Christianity affects that. And so Alan Jacobs says this, and I really liked the whole paragraph. In Lewis's view, the chief blame for this state of affairs should be laid squarely at the door of his own class and his own profession, the intellectuals, the educators. Bless me, what do they teach them at these schools, cries Professor Kirk in The Last Battle. But the real question is, what don't they teach? Teachers who should be inculcating their students with a passion for truth teach them instead skepticism or indifference. Though perhaps in many cases they market their message as humility, it is in fact a false humility, and Lewis rails against it because he believes that in the long run, this abdication of responsibility, the responsibility to seek knowledge, will lead to, quote, the abolition of man, our transformation into a species unable ever to hear the music that creation really does make. And that's from Alan Jacobs, The Narnian. And I really thought that central statement was really important. Teachers who should be inculcating their students a passion for truth teach them instead skepticism and indifference. And I find that in my own teaching. I homeschool my kids, and so sometimes I find that cynicism and skepticism and what is it, indifference, those are a lot easier to come by sometimes as a product of the public school system than do wonder and awe and fascination and curiosity. Trying to seek the truth, you have to really believe that truth exists. And so how do we teach our children to have a passion for seeking truth? And I thought that was a really fascinating point that Jacobs made from all of these books that C.S. Lewis was writing during this part of his career. And then my friend Karen, she has been reading this book about Chuck Colson and kind of his thought development and ideas by Owen Strachan. And it's called The Colson Way, Loving Your Neighbor and Living with Faith in a Hostile World, which of course we are living our faith in a hostile world. And she put up this quote, which I thought followed along beautifully. She said, "Our modern world leaves us pagans without delight. We are left with the instinct to worship, but without a transcendent object." So we are left, with our education, we are left with the idea that there's nothing to worship, and yet by nature we desired something to worship, and so we worship rock stars or pop idols or TV stars or the latest whatever, the latest I'm losing my words, but the latest star from Survivor or whatever reality show it is you like, because we are not really taught to delight in the Lord. We aren't seeking what he has for us. So I really liked that quote and thought it went along very well with the ideas from Alan Jacobs about I'm losing my mind. I just got home from my kids' art class, and so sometimes my brain is slightly fried from that. But that passion for truth, something to delight in, is a passion for truth. So I thought Karen's went really well with what I had to say yesterday. And then my friend Court, who blogs at One Jeep Drawer, she posted about the idea of morning pages, which I'd never heard of or never really didn't know exactly what she was talking about. But she said they help us to make course corrections rather than dramatic pronouncements, because they're done one day at a time. They encourage us to live one day at a time. It is a rare day in which a tiny forward step cannot be taken. It is the job of morning pages to notice and encourage such small steps. And when I asked her about what morning pages are, she said it's a term to describe the practice of writing three pages longhand every morning before your brain has a chance to get in the way. Not exactly free writing. It sounds kind of close to a brain dump, but not exactly. It's more narrative than that would be. But to get your ideas out on paper, to think through what's going on, and then make small course corrections, rather than read a blog post and decide to change absolutely everything you're doing. So it's small course corrections, small steps forward, and that we see and we wonder and we notice, we observe, and do that. But I really liked the way she said morning pages are a gentle mentor, was her quote from Julia Cameron, who writes about morning pages. So I thought that was a very encouraging idea. I don't know if it's something that I would incorporate, but it might be something where I think about it a little bit more. So those were some of the posts from Wednesdays with Words. Every Wednesday around 6 a.m. a post goes up with a link up, and people share their quotes, and I try and promote them through Pinterest and on Periscope, and always try to comment everywhere and to build a bit of a community around people who love words and what words they're thinking about and what books and things they're reading for the week. We'd love to have you join us, and I guess that's everything that I have for today. So have a great Thursday as we recap Wednesdays. Talk to you later.